Mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Let's see who's up tonight. I am here. I am here. I'm still trying to check something though. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, there we go. I think I fixed it. I think I fixed it. I don't know. Hi, Lisa. What's going on? What's going on out there? What's going on? What's going on? There's a bunch of stuff going on. I wonder if I can take this. What you doing, Lisa? What you doing? I only popped on to see how you guys are doing. You're doing nothing much. I went back to watch the replay. Something I kind of normally don't do all the time. And to see the comments over from the last video, they didn't like your comments. They didn't like your comments. Hi, Butterfly. What's going on? What's going on? It's okay. It's okay. Just up waiting to pick Coda Bear up from the movie, so she'll probably be calling me here in a little bit. So I'm just still up, and I think my grandson done fell asleep over there. So I don't know what's going on other than the laughter out there. You know, I've been watching the laughter. Oh, I just caught Sylvia's mother on her live. She said they keep messing with her. She gonna put some Haiti on their butts. I have literally been on quite a few bloggers commentary. Quite a few, right? And you know you kind of go where your culture is at. You kind of go where the culture is at, right? In every black culture channel that I click on, there is a beef going on. There's a beef. There's controversy where people are trying to be delicate at their transparency in the comments, doing the beefs, you know, giving their opinions and everything. What's up, Marquin? What's up? What's up? And it's just it's just kind of amusing because you would think that you're getting out of one sector, right, to go see what the other ones are doing, and they're all the same. They're all the same, so it's just kind of amusing. But today I said, well, let me go and check, you know, over there. So I go over there and catch up on the what's his name, the Wiggins and Storm Monroe and Natasha K's. Oof. You know, they're going at it. You got Storm Monroe used to be, I guess, close with Tasha K or something, right? But, you know, and left his job and to pursue his YouTube blogger dream and got an opportunity through Tasha K, right? Hey, Felicia, he got an opportunity, and things went well for him at the beginning. He left his postal job, great benefits, great, great benefits. You know, you can literally tap out at the post office of making close to about 110,000 a year, which I think is look, you know, it's good money, depending on how well you save it, right? So this is Storm Monroe. They're even funnier over there. Do you hear me? I'm talking about these are bloggers with big numbers. And Storm Monroe said that he came on and started out with a little bit of about 2, 3 thousand. You know, got with Tasha K and it went up to about a good 20,000, 30,000, and started working for her. He was on his show. I used to watch that show. You know, the when they did the podcast and things together. And then he blew up a little bit more. Now he's up to about 200 and some thousand subscribers over there, right? The majority of his subscribers now used to be winos as well, but now they're storms. They're storms, y'all. And I guess now they're in a beef because Tasha K is throwing up in his face about, you know, what she used to do and money she used to loan him because he ended up broke and, you know, and moving and making his transition and things like that. And it is so funny watching them, you know. And then you got the, what's his name? The Wiggins boy, one of the, you know, kind of looks like Bookham a little bit. And, you know, he's in the middle and he's, you know, friends with Tasha K. And then you got some other girl named Chelsea. And Chelsea is, they call the instigator of the whole thing and keeping up the dirt between Storm Monroe and Tasha K. And I'm sitting here watching this. I'm sitting here watching like the black culture for real. This is for real, right? Like, I like to call it the almost to the low middle class black culture, you know, that's in these beefs out here, right? Hi, Miss Denise, how you feeling? And so I kind of spent the hour or so, you know, juggling back and forth, listening to their commentary. And I'm like, holy cow, we are some dangerous people. We are our, you know, worst enemies, and it's crazy, right? The most delightful part with YouTubing is the comments, you know, because comments brings out speculations, allegations, right? People opinions and things will not even really knowing the fact, kind of like what I do, because I have some speculations in my allegations too without knowing the 100% facts. So the comment area is what really is just, it's amazing how we have where the other culture talks about, you know, and our culture, how much schooling you should go and get to become this profession and a doctor or a lawyer or a psychiatrist and things like that, right? But yet then I'm willing to bet if I have to throw a rare number out there, it'll be pretty high um, out of the black culturistical blogging channels. I'm willing to put it at about 75% of these people that be in the comment area, kind of like over here, like under the umbrella of Robert Sylvester Kelly, right? Everybody has somehow became an attorney or a psychiatrist just all of a sudden, but don't rock the degrees in it. Never, ever, ever, ever probably, you know, talked about it unless they've been arrested or something like that. So I watched that, and you're right, Leisha, a hot damn mess, right? But I be popcorn ready because it's just entertainment, right? You have to look at it as entertainment. So especially when you are engaged in it, because you get to entertain yourself as well, right? But when it's the part where when you log off and you have to go back to reality, right? And you want to think about, wow, did I just say that? Did I just get in the middle of that. Because sometimes I do that, like, what the hell? I log off. Reality is behind, the screen here. So it's funny, but I'm kind of getting caught up over there. I don't have a team over there. I'm in the bushes just laughing my tail off, just like, huh? And sometimes it's like real TV, like the way you guys see my screen set up today, right? It's like, oh my God. And the fact that everybody, I watch how everybody keeps up with these episodes. Like, I get lost in this shit. If I'm not tuning into it every day under the umbrella over here, I have to literally take a whole day and go back in a couple of hours, or maybe a day or so, to get briefly caught up on, okay, what's going on back over here. Because you can miss 2 3 days, kind of still know what they talking about, how it erupted, volcanically, and but you can get lost. Like, okay, well, when did this part take, right? So, but when I clicked back on over there, I was, in disarray, thinking, I'm trying to figure out, well, wow, well, what happened to, the Storm Monroe and Natasha K, right? And he went on to say that when he came, when he was done with the podcast, he was in under a contract, making so much, and things like that. But as I look at Storm Monroe and his, I guess, wannabe lifestyle, something tells me that Storm Monroe is a spender. He's a spender, right? He portrays to like have the money. He likes to live this extravagant, somewhat lifestyle, and he will spend the money on that. But then when the well runs dry, he's stuck in a rut, and now I got to figure out what's my next move. So that's how I see Storm Monroe, right? But he's talking about how Tasha K helped him get into an apartment, when he first got there in an Airbnb. I'm taking y'all somewhere because you have to think like this is a man, okay? This is a whole man who left his job to pursue his YouTube blogging career. Got hooked up with Tasha K, interviewed, she hired him, blah blah blah. Something about Tasha K, and I think Storm Monroe also has it now, where you can get the mentorship, right? That's going to cost you a little bit money. I think the attorney guy also has the mentorship or something to show you how to establish and grow in your YouTube career if you're going to make a career out of this. So, but Storm Monroe now has it. He left Tasha K. Under a contract, you guys. Like, you have to do this. You can't do this. You got to do this. You got to be on time for this. Like going in on a regular job, right? And I'm sitting here like, wow. Here it is that the quick decisions that we will attempt to make, one, because we are in pursuit of that happiness, but two, sometimes will that pursuit of happiness really bring you happiness? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people would rather take the freelancing, from being up under, I guess, the control of a daily boss, where you are on that 9 to 5, and or 6 to 10, or part time, or whatever, right? It's freelancing out here. So I sat over there and I just really laughed at listening to his history of where he come from and where he is now. Well, it appears that Tasha K came on and started blasting him about the money that she gave for this and the money that she gave for that. And he had, I guess, apparently paid her some money back through some things, gave her some shoes, and, a whole bunch of stuff that's going on. One thing you do is you don't mix that money, personal money. If you're going in as a business, you keep it as a business. Don't tie friends and money together. Now, a person will have you feeling like you just so indebted to them, It's crazy. And when you do fall out with a person, they will definitely throw it back up in your face. So they are in their little dispute. Storm Monroe says that he still likes her though, and he doesn't understand why she's throwing the shade on her. Well, now of course since that the Wiggins boy, is it Armand? You got Armand. He's have his little things to say as well. His channel has grown pretty well. Also, he's now reaching 100,000 views on his channel from when I started watching him a little bit, here and there. He was kind of stuck around 30 to 60,000. Hadn't been on his page in a minute. I clicked back over there and I was like, wow, he's doing well. Well, he's doing well because he does sits in the middle of the Storm Monroe and the can't think of the other darn boy name. The big husky one that looks like Bookham a little bit. And then Tasha K. So you align all of those names together, and that's where somewhat the majority of your black culture is at. So their numbers grow faster and they get a lot of views over there of their little beefing thing that's going on. I don't know. I do like what's his name? Armand, because I like his intro, It's like, get in here, get in here, get in here, get in here. And my dumb butt be sitting right there. Well, I guess I better go on in the bushes and see what he's going to say or do. That's my favorite part about his show is get in here, get in here, get in here. Mm-mm. Mm. But hurried up, jumped out of there. Now, I did say that I was not going to indulge myself into this naughty, what's his word, nature boy thing, but I kind of tapped on it, here and there. Of course, it's the comments for me. And when I say that this nature boy is predominantly has the YouTube channels going out here, today I probably saw at least 6, 7 with a massive of 1,000 people a piece in each on each show, like 1,000, because this is interesting, and here we are again talking about a man, um, manipulation and controlling and deceiving, spiteful, you name it. But as I continue to watch it, right, I had a few questions. And mind you guys, I visit Heal the Land channel. Soon I can get the notifications, because other than that, I have to press on her name and see, if she's going to have a Bible study coming up or anything like that. And I try to make it over there to her. She has one coming up May, so first Sunday of May, if you guys want to join. And over there, she's doing a book reading by Joyce Meyer. So, and I like sitting over there because that's my humble and my content and my, my clean aerospace time, my woosah time, So I definitely jump over there, um, you know. But she touched on it a little bit, just for about maybe 5 minutes, and we were talking about it, and I was like, "Oh, I cannot go and watch that demonic stuff, right?" But then I'm sitting here thinking, but I'm up under the umbrella of demonic stuff that I watch under the Kelly's umbrella over here, right? So why not? Took my word back. Let me go and see what they're doing over there. So I'm still not familiar with all of these female names that are coming through, Maria and they all. It was so many, right? Too many to know. I gotta write it down. And I was listening to their detailing story about how they got with him. According, search out people that and he doesn't search him out. People searched him out due to his stance and his belief of being God and astrology, right? And so I'm thinking, um, I used to read astrology, here and there, but it would come, on I think a bazooka used to have, you open up your wrapper, or the fortune cookie. The fortune cookie would have, the little strip in there, and you pull it out, have your little message on there, and it may have the sign of or the birth date, and they'll tell you that okay, it'll be a full moon, and you're supposed to have massive sex or whatever, and walk on water, but and then it gives you your magical lottery numbers. You remember that? But and I used to read that stuff and be like, well, okay, and but I never took it to heart where to let it sink in my brain to be consumed to go and find further details on it. It just never interests me to that capacity to start clicking on something and find like a specific leader to do more teachings of it. I would just read it and be done. Well, I guess these are a group of girls or something that felt lost or needed help in some changing in their life. They wanted to go and find all about exactly what their sign in astrology meant to them, and where to take it to or whatever. I don't know. Getting more close to nature, seeing how nature would work. But as I listen to most of their stories, right? I got completely lost with it. It's so many things as I read the comments with the speculations and the allegations that you can blame it on. You can blame it on the broken homes, which most of us do. You can blame it on not having a stable financial life. You can blame it on having bad relationships and all of those. But we all, at some point in time, is going to go through one or the other, right? But these girls went to, I guess, look for someone that appeared to be highly knowledgeable in what they were going through. So they're seeking for this help. You had some women that took off to go over there, and they were traveling over to, I figured Coda would call me, Honduras and Costa Rica. Hold on, you guys. Hello. What? Yeah, I'm finna check and say so. Hold on. Give me a second, you guys. Give me 1 second. Oh shit. 1 second. I knew she was gonna call me as soon as I get on here. Hold on. Hello. Yeah, this lady's coming. Did you hear me? Whew, okay, I'm back. So, I was watching, what was I saying? Yeah, I was watching that. And, it was hard for me to tell whether if these girls sought out for the wrong reasons because we all go through it one way or the other. I guess maybe this guy just caught their attention to, come on. When I look deeper into it, you know what I think? I was thinking like, okay, well maybe they was mesmerized because of the location that he was at. He was, Honduras. We talking about Costa Rica, right? And it was like, who wouldn't want to go and, hey Harlem, how are you? Who wouldn't want to go and have that experience to be on, on a nice beach and the palm trees and that experience, right? So I'm thinking like maybe they, mix that into what their situation was. Maybe they thought that just having that experience of traveling to those tropical lands like that kind of interfered with their train of thought of getting help from, for what they needed, a claim to needed help for. Maybe that had clouded their brain because I was looking at that part of it too, right? And here's a chance to travel out. The dude is going to fly us out. Dude is going to put up us in a home and talk us through our things. But yet then we still get to be in these tropical islands. So I was thinking of it that way. And but then I tuned them out to go and listen to these few videos of this nature boy himself, right? And the things that he's saying, convincing, manipulating. Um, I'm I don't see where these females did a lot of their fact checking, especially when I kept hearing him say, where do you want to be home? Where is home? I'm God. So, and I'm listening to that. I'm like, well, aren't you guys going to, do your homework behind it? Or is it that they just see these tropical islands and um, this ridicule about the things that he can help heal and show them a better way of a more healthier life with connecting yourself more so to natural earth, right? Then I'm looking at him like, wait a minute though, this reminds me of the growth of our ancestors of Africa, right? As we know back then and all of the black and white slave movies that we used to watch, and you used to hear, how, the African women would have to, just they're sheeted up, with their breasts, and they're walking around on the islands, and they're catering to be, their man. They're submissive to their man. We know that the man over there back then, and as our ancestors did, would have more than one wife or girlfriend, or however you want to put it. So I kind of looked at it like that, and I'm thinking, okay, did he study a lot of that and took that history to transition it into his own knowledge and just created of what we know now is they call a cult. So I jumped back to the girls, and I'm thinking, well, are they not realizing what is a? I mean, I don't know if there's a good thing. Is there a good thing is there such thing as a good cult and a bad cult? And I guess apparently it is. It depends on what you bring about in it. Well, to these females, apparently this nature boy was presenting himself, I think, as if that this was going to be a good thing for them. This is going to be cleansing for you guys. I'm going to teach you how to attack what makes you angry, and fix that problem, because you can't move on unless you can fix what's making you angry on the inside. I went all the way back, and you can see where he started out with his lectures, right? And you can tell a lot of his, like, he has literally been indulging in numerous of books out here, and he's capitulated on those. He's instructed it. He's got it down pat, and he put it to work. He put it to work for him out here. But when you hear these things coming out his mouth, and I'm sitting here thinking of the ladies, right? You guys don't hear these, they never hear the red flags. All of they hear is, he's God. Then I tuned in one of them, and all I was hearing was 333, 333. Like, this guy literally has these women harmonizing this 333, this 333 stuff. And I was like, well, don't you see where you're hypnotized and you're brainwashed at that? But that was by consenting. This is what they chose to do. To have a man that feels that he is God, and he tells you that he can change this, and he's going to make this happen, and he has a place for you to stay, and there's food, but you still lose a part of your own livelihood, I would think, right? No, they probably didn't have to ask to eat or something like that, but they became unclothed, you know. They had to go naturally with their hair, and I love natural hair, but if I want to do it, I want to do it by choice, you know. No, there was a lot of rules to follow with this guy. The first thing when I see them come, a couple of the ladies said that they had to, they take everything. He takes everything. They take your ID, they take this, so they strip you down. So at that point now you become dehumanized. You have to learn to become someone else, his ways, his life. So I'm looking at these grown women and how they walk in the house, and I'm saying to myself, you guys do realize, like, this isn't your home. It's not in your name. You don't own it, so you lost that part of your life. No jobs. His money, in my opinion, is coming in. He's been out here growing his channel and doing things since, I think, 2015, somewhere around there. And then he grew and he grew. So his money is coming in with good donations, you know, for people who actually loves what he was doing, you know, admire it, didn't mind donating to help him out, things like that. But as I look at these people who followed up behind him with the 333, all I can look at is like, you guys have nothing but a mouthpiece. Some of them have children, you know, one of the babies are there with one of the guys that she's no longer with. She had a baby by the guy, but then she's with this god, this nature boy thing. So I'm looking at the controversy going on a bunch of different channels. You have some that's, you know, keep them in there, no bond, this is wrong, this is straight brainwashing and everything. As far as the evidence goes, you know, the only thing that they would be able to use for him, against him, and if they find that there is criminal behavior in it, it's what's over here in the States. So how much of his videos, or, you know, whatever they found in the home that's in the state, can they weigh into his case of the level of charge that they're going to put on him. Everything that happened over in Costa Rica or in Honduras, you know, it's different jurisdiction, different culture, but I hear, you know, like I say, the controversy on all of the channels, and that's because at this time when our black culture is in trouble with the law or whatever, everybody is an attorney. Every single body. And I was like, oh, wow, you know, well, okay. And, you know, it's kind of like over here under the umbrella of Mr. Kelly. You know, everybody's coming an attorney, and you have to read the paperwork a certain way, and if you don't read it this way, then you're an idiot, you're a dummy, and, you know, it's just crazy. But I can go over there and read the comments over there and just sit back and have respect for them, you know, no matter what a person says, you know. That, don't go over there to judge anybody. This is your thought, your opinion, you know. At the end of the day, it's what's going to be said and heard in the courtroom when it comes to Nature Boy when it comes to Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly as well. However, reading some of the paperwork and different motions that's coming out, you can read some things that were said or done from different blogger channels out here. So I do see that, you know. Didn't surprise me, I guess. However, I kind of thought that, you know, that this would be attorneys that would, you know, go off and really dig deep and find more in-depth relations to use as a defense for Mr. Kelly. But I'm not here talking about Mr. Kelly just now. But so, the Nature Boy. What are you guys thinking? I mean, have any of you guys kind of touched on it? Like I say, I don't like to judge people. You know, he had his belief, chose to follow a particular religion that's under three gods that I keep asking quite a few people, who are these three gods? I still have not gotten an answer on it. Everybody that I speak to only knows of one God, but he has three gods, you know, and 333. Can somebody in the chat room tell me what are the three gods that he speaks about? Because I don't know. You say you think that they're all actors, but that, you know what? Some of it I do believe that, you know, because, and I did see that somewhere on a channel too, like, oh my God, they probably just ran this stuff as a whole episodes, you know, of just acting a show out, and it's not real. But standing in a court of law is real. How is Nature Boy going to stand there and say this was all just a joke? You know, this is what is it? Because the girls are now coming out saying that, you know, they wasn't held against their will. Everything that they did because they wanted to do it. You know, this is what they wanted to do. Kind of like this Joy, this Azrael. You know, these two ladies, right? When I see them standing on TV and you know, on their, what was it, their Twitter or their IGs or whatever, at the beginning, especially the scene up in the Trump Tower, when you had Az and Joy on their phones and things, and this is where they want to be. This is who we love him, you know, we with him, and we this. And it was at that time where, okay, how can you argue with something that is coming out of a person's mouth? I know a lot of people would say, well, no, that's because they're brainwashed. They're trained to say these things, you know, so they had to be this way. But at the same time, you're on national TV where, I mean, a lot of people are watching you. You can be scared shitless and brainwashed, but also saying, you know, save me, come rescue me, you know, at some point of time. And at that point, you'd had Mr. Kelly red-handed at that point. So it's hard for me to believe a lot of the brainwashing that these people said that went on. Same thing with these Nature Boy. Lisa said that he's low down. That's where I get, you know, just puzzled at a little bit though, Lisa. As much as I want to say his behavior was erratic, crazy, abnormal, what are you doing? You know, why are you doing this? And then he balanced it out. He had men there and he had women there, you know. But we as women, we're definitely going to open that window up and be like, oh, you know, good, nothing guy, because we don't want anybody to do that to us. Or if you have a daughter growing up, so you don't want her to fall into a situation like that, right? But I blame us. At the end of the day, I blame us. And I'm going to take you to somewhere else where I blame the female anatomy. I blame the females for the most part of it, right? For not having the strength. We've seen what our ancestors went through. The whipping and the noose was enough. It was like, okay, did a lot of people miss the history class? Did that not somewhere mentally an ounce affect you. It did with me, because I would watch it. I'm opening up these books and I'm seeing these distraughting, pictures and stuff. I was like, oh no, oh no. And it just embedded in me. It seriously embedded in me, in my soul, in my mind. Like, I don't think so, but it, we went to class, but I guess we missed the class. You know what I'm saying? Because of the greed, life greed. We want to go from here to here immediately, and then you have learned behavior. When we turn on the TVs, we see it. We see the extravagance. We see the yachts. We see the mansions, and we see all of this. But what we don't see is actually what a person goes through to come from here to there. And in the middle right here, somewhere you're going to sell your soul, especially when you're trying to go from here to here in 0.10. So I don't want to be here anymore. And I want to be here. But it's what's in the middle that's going to have you, doing it all the wrong way. Because in the middle, there's some rat catchers up in there. It's that appetizer, that dessert that, I shouldn't get this, but I'm going to touch it anyway. Then it ends up being wrong. That takes me back to the beginning of my story, when I just told you guys about I could have never imagined the Storm Monroe and the Tasha K's doing this to each other now. Or Tasha K calling out Storm Monroe. Storm Monroe left a job from here that had great benefits. Great pays. Understand me? But I get it. Sometimes you got to turn down this because he wanted to pursue a YouTube career. He wanted to be more free, not have such a demanding boss or demanding time frame in his life. If I don't want to get up at 8, then I don't want to get up at 8. So he chose his life. But now him and Tasha K is like this over there. Tasha K is throwing out what she bought for him and did this and the contract and you broke this and then and a whole bunch of buffale stuff, right? Because he had to go now and get up underneath someone else's commands, contracts, and things. And he's somewhere in the middle. He sold his soul. He was doing things that he probably shouldn't be doing for Tasha K, or saying certain things on the podcast with her, but this is the way she wanted to run this show. So you sold your soul with it, so it's kind of like you have to suck it up, which he has done. He did a show the other day, and he was like, fine, if you want to talk about me, if you want to say you did all of this, so he took the man way out of it, right, to not have the back and forth beef with her. But interesting. But I look at the ladies with the nature boy, and somewhere they could have done the same thing, but we look for things and we do fall weak. As I look at these girls, and I kept asking myself, what is it that he's done that a dad couldn't do, or an uncle couldn't hold your hand to pull you away from sadness and pain, or a broken relationship, or a bad job? What is it that nobody in your family could have not done? But we will disobey our father. No, I don't want to come in. I ain't coming in, or I'm dating him or whatever, and then don't have a problem with going to go be up under another man. I was listening to one of Nature Boy's stories earlier today, and he tells the one girl who has the baby by one of the guys up in the house, right, that it sounds like that you guys just need to break apart. You guys don't need to be together. So now he's counseling. He's a relationship rehab counselor now, right? He's telling them now, this is the advice that he gives them, because he asked a few questions. Well, what is it that you don't like about him? What do you don't like about her? Well, she doesn't listen. Well, he overtalks me. Well, he's not understanding. Or neither one of them said nothing about being broke, because they both broke. Understand me? They both was broke, but money didn't even come up, right? So they weren't having financial problems, right? I'm sitting here going, well, okay, now that you got that down, Nature Boy, what is going to be your solution? His solution was for them to, you need to be apart. You um, break apart, but she can come, she's going to be his because he's God. This is where she needed to be, with him. Now, the guy with the baby is sitting right beside her. The baby is a little bit on the screen with, his hair. You can see the hair. And you have another man who's telling you that you need to just come and be with me. He can still help take care of the baby or whatever. A woman shouldn't be having, the baby. Not if you're going to be with this Nature Boy. And I'm thinking, hello, you're going to look through the window. There's other women that is there already. You have to make your choice, is what he gives you. This is your choice. I can make your life so much better. I can get you in tune with the earthy medications or herbs or whatever, where you will forever be pain-free and things like that, And I'm like, do you guys hear what this guy is like telling you, right? No doctor's degree, no other kind of degree, a word degree. He does have that. He has the word knowledge. He does. And he knows how to wordplay it and manipulate it to the T. To the T, right? But the faster that he talks, like over here under the umbrella of Mr. Kelly, you can definitely catch the underlay for the overplay with Nature Boy. But how can you stop females from doing what they had done, which was go join his camp, cult, whatever you want to call it, right? To allow a person to have this total control over you. See, he's lifting them up, but he's lifting himself up even higher. He was going to always stay higher than them. He put this analogy out about the girl that had the baby, right? He tells her that he tells her, one, the way that they are, you won't have this over here with me. So you need to come and make up your mind to be here with me. He also tells her that he's telling her, about sisters and how you guys would treat each other and the wives and all kind of stuff. And for a female to sit there and say that you're okay with that, it was just absurd. Did you come over here for his teachings in the healings, or did you come over here to join the cult of being a mixture of wives for one man? And to me, they didn't decipher, they didn't depict it. So that's why I got confused. That I thought that these people was joining this cult to go have this natural healing, to learn how to be, I guess, submissive in a good way, and then return back home to the normal life. You're learning how to do relationships. You're learning how to have healthier foods. You're having the experience of what the tropical islands are and things like that. But yeah, the more I kept watching it, and I was like, okay, now I got it. Do Nature Boy deserves to spend the rest of his life in a jail? Some people says that he was involved with the comments, was saying that it appears that he may have had something to do with some of the women that lost the babies, or things like that. So it's a lot for these feds to dig into his prosecution. I'm at a 50-50 whether if he will beat this case, because he's got a lot of people that was there that's saying that it's not like what everybody is saying that it appears to be. And then you have the other half that's saying, no, this is exactly what his charges are. He's got, a rape charge now, I guess. They have to determine who all was minors in the state, And then we talk about minors that I guess that flew out there too, how did this minor get on a plane and fly out to, to be with him, it's crazy. But I just want to bring that up to you guys because I don't understand it. I don't even understand it under the umbrella over here. I don't understand it when I hear Azarel Clary and a few other people says that they are here to advocate for women. What part of the lesson are these people, the female, missing? We had our ancestors introduce it, and then it picked up, and the trend and the trait, it just kept going. All you had to do was just pay attention. Lisa, you said you couldn't watch him. You know what though, Lisa? I'm going to say this. And listen to me though. I can understand that you could not watch it, right? But for the most part, because we grow in time, we grow with time, right? So each generation changes, okay? If you can, the way I had to watch it is by looking into what's different. You know what I'm saying? What's different? What is the style of manipulation? So you watch it to educate yourself on the changes of it. You know what I'm saying? We know it's bad, but if there's not someone out here that can get you in the mindset to recognize the changes of what we already know exists, you wouldn't know how to continue to teach it to your upcoming niece. You know what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? Or if you having a baby tomorrow and it's a girl, because it changes. You have to learn the different word plays, Lisa. Understand what I'm saying? And that's the part that you store in there. Not so much of his behavior. We know that was atrocious. We know that was, listen here, you got to get some help, because now we know in this era, us women don't want to be treated that way. But how do you know which way he's treating you if you're not receiving the knowledge of his wordplay? You understand what I'm saying? So that way, you may be at the store, you may be at the beauty shop, and the guys come in or whatever. You're going to be able to detect what this other guy is saying to you and align it to some of the things that was coming out of Nature Boy. And if we can sit here and you can judge, or we can judge Nature Boy and say, oh, that was his conduct, his behavior, it was absolutely a no-no. But now, 2 years later, you're hearing another group of guys. Let's say your daughter is in the playground jumping rope or something. You so happen to walk up. Your daughter doesn't know these wordplay games. But because Nature Boy has spewed them out, you're able to calculate them. You're able to store them. And now these group of boys now is in the back, playing around with your daughter and everything. And you hear this like, oh, wait a minute. You heard that from somewhere, Lisa. You heard that from somewhere. And you know where you heard it from? It led those group of girls down the wrong way. See, what may sound good in 2 years may sound good to your daughter. May sound good to your niece. So sometimes you have to peep into it. You know what I'm saying? So that you can become and stay in tune of the new wave. Because the wave changes daily. It can be a big wave, it could be a small wave or a humble wave. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, kind of like how the tsunami came in. Came in with the little waves. Volcano up underneath the grounds. They didn't see that coming. Them waves got bigger in that tsunami in 2011. Everything up under that water was erupting. Boom, boom. We couldn't see it, but that's where it was. We couldn't see it. Trouble came. Waves started coming very differently, formulating differently. And they became massive. And what did it do? Covered up that whole freaking China up over there, right? And we never even seen it coming. So you have to stay in tune as much as we don't want to. It looks horrible, it looks terrible, but you got to think above, like they say, the surface level. I can see all this bad shit, but I want to know what's the wording to this bad stuff. I want to be able to pinpoint out. I got my notes. Okay, well, he's saying this, and this is their bad behavior helps teach us our generation, the good generation, on how to maneuver around that type of mental illness. Like, don't do it. It looks fun. Going to Costa Rica looked fun. Can you imagine being that age? Wants to be able to go over there and get all the nice fruit off and a good breeze coming through. You get to walk in your bikinis and things like that. The weather is nice. It's a different atmosphere, right? They mountain climbing and everything. You know that can be a young girl's dream to do. Honduras, the dream comes true. Wow, I get to travel over here. It's your first entrapment, but what are you going over there for? And what did he do? Gave him a good time. But then after that, the contract says, and in them little old fine prints down here, you will do this. You're going to be under my control. You don't have to stay. You can go, because another one is going to come. And it came based off of his narration of what he was presenting out here to capitalize and cultivate on. You got these women all into this astrology, things, and I was hearing some of it out here on this sector over here. I'm a Taurus. I'm a Leo. It's branded on me. I'm a Leo. I know how lionists act or behave. I know how they eat, terrorize, sleep, have babies. All of that stuff, but that doesn't mean that I had to actually follow through on what my horoscope says about being a lion. The lion. I'm a Leo, but no, I just read it and okay, some of it I guess I can digest from it. Do I have the temper of it sometimes? Yes. Am I going to roar? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Am I going to come out? No. I'm not finna do that. Lion may sleep, such and such hours. Okay, all right, you say sleep. I'll sleep these hours, but I'm not finna sleep all day. When we wake up, we just wants to go out to hunt, or now it's time for, what do you call it? The having, to get laid. Get me some old, primates. I get some more babies going. But you August 14th, that's what's up. You a Leo? I'm a Leo. July 28th, I'm a Leo. I'm in the Julys. I'm at the end of July. So, that is crazy. But when it comes to judging, like I say, I have to leave that up to the courts. But listening to the controversy, it's pretty high with no bond. They don't want him out. They don't want him to ever be able to do this to another female. But they're still, his members are still out here. And if the members probably will choose to continue to grow in what they do and practice in what he's taught them already. And so they've established a family, a breed, a cult. And in order for to kill a lifeline, you literally have to take out everybody because they have the knowledge and the doings of to keep it going. That one guy, I don't know his name, he's already in position. He's already prepared. The ladies are already on the screen going 333. So imagine how many people that used to tune in or probably still do tune in, and that is agreeing with what they are doing. All they have to do is just keep recruiting and find a more distinctive way of doing it so that it doesn't violate any laws. So now what? Now what? He's going to go in there and attempt to try to have his trial done based off of religion. That's going to come up in there, it's going to come up. So, tricky case. It's a very tricky case. Got all these girls saying that, they were there on their own free will. He didn't make them come, He didn't make them come. How do you handle the rape case? What, the state takes it on themselves? They no longer need a 14-year-old or a 13-year-old if there was one there in the States. There's nothing that they can do with this situation going on over in a different jurisdiction, in Costa Rica and Honduras, which is, I'm not saying it was smart, but probably was intentionally to do so that way so that the states cannot have any involvement as far as charges on him for whatever may have happened over there. And that's crazy. Beauty, what's going on tonight? What's going on, my sister? You said that your mom and sisters are Leo, so they are both. And I am quiet. I may get on here and do a whole, and talk and laugh and stuff. But for the most part, I think I'm about 80% quiet. I like to, I seclude myself. For the most part. I always say that I'm very, very private unless you have connected close to me. Miss Brown Sugar, you came in to say good night? Okay, good night. Good night, girl. Good night. So, I don't know. If you say the kids just got in from, Dakota's at the movie too. She's being picked up now. So, I'm going to ask you guys, most of you guys have not watched it, but most of you guys probably have heard the gossiping of the controversy about this nature boy. What are you guys thinking? Do you think keeping him in jail? Put a red heart in the chat. If you thinking let him go, put a yellow heart in the chat. What do you guys think? I don't have an opinion on it. I really don't. Well, what are you guys thinking? You think that all of the girls should, return back to the States, connect back with their natural families? Because a lot of them were saying that there was nothing, going on in their families. They left the families to go and deal with what was going on with them internally, So, what do you guys think? The controversy is deep, though, you guys. It's very, very deep. They've been having plenty of platforms about it. I saw one had about 8-10 people up there, boy. They It's getting it in, and it was ran very well. The host of the show, he would ask a question and he'd go around with everybody, and then he'll ask the next question. He would never let anyone come in to change the subject. He'll be like, I'll write that question down, we'll get to it next. I really like that host that was on that show, though. What happened? Audrey, did I wake you up, girl? And she said I couldn't sleep and Pat was all. Yeah, been trying to work on my other stream, girl, trying to figure out what the hell happened to the computer. So it apparently, I'm seem to be getting closer to it, but I'm working on it, you guys. I'm working on it. So you guys don't have an opinion? Ladies said that they were really brainwashed. But we all are brainwashed at some level. So we have the good brainwash and the bad brainwash. I think that when these females go over there, and like I say, lady, they all claim to have had some mishaps or some demons that they need to deal with, or whatever wasn't going right, and they chose him, right? So they go over there. Now I'm thinking, if you're going to tell the public that you had this problem going on and you needed to work on this problem and this problem, I'm trying to wait for them to explain to the world about how is it that you lowered yourself down to say, well, he has to have your body. It's okay for him to be with her and be with her and be with her and be with her. And to my understanding, he makes that perfectly clear to them when they come over. These are your sisters, or these are what do you mean? This is the wife, so you have to listen to the wife, and you have to do, and they all agreed to stay, and then some things fell apart with the one girl who finally left, and I forget her name, and Malia or somebody, and now they have more women coming out who had been over there. It was an older woman even came out, you guys, like an older woman, and she came, and I guess, she was on some type of medication or whatever, and I think apparently that, he kind of talked her into stopping the medication or whatever, and that wasn't working, and she got sicker, and where she had to leave, or to go and get more meds, but she never returned or anything, because she saw that it was going left, where well, where did this part come in at? Where did all these women, I didn't, this wasn't this wasn't talked about, this ain't my type of party. So this older lady did leave. You say, when you really know the higher power, you can't listen to it. Absolutely. But they said that who are the three gods, though, lady? They said that they have three gods. I only know one. They said that it's three. Three. Who are the three gods? Is the three gods they're talking about is the men that were over there? Because that one confused me. Oh, she died. Yeah. I was listening to some of it. I didn't know that she died. Something about she needed something. So, but now, it's about a baby now. There's a baby over there, and one of the other girls has a baby that is away and in the States, I guess, with the dad or something like that. And I was reading a question about, well, how do you feel as a mom, over here in this cult, but your child is away from you. And she said that he's getting loved. He's getting everything that he needs. And I'm sitting here, and the lady was saying, but he's not getting that mother's nurturing, right? You're not, where's the mom hugs and where's the mom kisses and things? And she didn't want to hear that. She just kept saying that her child is fine. Her child is fine. Because she needed help. That's what she said. She needed the help. So, she left her child to come there to get help. Well, what type of help did you need? sleeping with different women and sleeping in the same bed and massaging the back of another man and going and getting the food for another man, or taking a chance on getting put in a fight with one of the other girls because if she didn't like you and they both have aggression, and his only answer was to, well, since you guys don't like each other, then you guys can fight this aggression off. Is that what you like? Did she write that part down though, lady? Do you know if you write those part down? Now ask yourself, did you leave your child for this here? That's what she should have been done. Well, wait a minute. I'm fighting people that I don't know. I got to get up to go get this man's food or come to him when he calls me. I cannot talk when or be disrespectful at all. I have to massage his back. I have to sleep with him with another girl if that's his choice. I would have wrote all of those down. Now ask yourself, did I leave my child for this? Is this the type of healing that I left for? I don't think they do. They just sit on that talking about some damn 333, 333, a 333. And you can't call in though, lady. You can't. You call in and you say, see, they got that from him. You can't be disrespectful. We're gonna talk. You know, when you ask a question, then you have to be quiet and we're gonna talk. If you disrupt them, then they shut you off. That's his behavior. That's the behavior that he taught them, and they're okay with that. They're okay with that. Like I was talking about it the other day, and a lady tapped in on the video, and she just wanted to correct her on a part of what the Quran says. She didn't want to hear it. She was over there stumbling with trying to find a page first, and then she was stumbling reading it, and because she couldn't read it accurately and interpret it, the Quran, she got mad. She just threw anything out in the air. So then that's when the lady was like, "No, that's not what that says." You know, I watched the fight on the beach. I watched the fight on the beach, you know, and I heard the laughing and you know, are you guys tired? Or you got it out? You got it out? You know, I watched that and I was like, well, yeah, this is horrible. But if this is what the teachings are, some are going to carry that behavior on because most of our generation is into that. And some of us is just gonna, you know, we sit here and we talk about it and try to teach the ones that is not into it a better outlet, a better way of handling aggression and a better way of handling your life, you know. So, I don't know. Beauty says she never heard of him. To me either. I was kept saying, well, who is this? You know, who is this? And one thing about the internet, stories that will break the internet gets a lot of traction. So I'm like, okay, let me just peep in and see. Is it demonic? Yes, it is. You know, and as a woman, I think that a lot of us would agree to it because a lot of us would not want to be treated that way. By no means necessary, you know. So I don't know. And to turn around, I think he has a lady. There was a lady judge, I think, for his bond hearing too, or something like that. So I believe so. I believe so. It's crazy though, right? I don't know. I just like I said, I like reading the comments, listening to people' opinions and their thoughts on it. And right now, it's pretty bad. I think a Latino girl came on one channel and she said that it's not all that bad. You said Leos are quiet, but not August. You're not quiet, Liana. You're not quiet, girl. Oh my God. Well, we can't, but we all are lying. You right. There's a part of being a lioness that will show and tell. It definitely will. I don't think that we all have the same um, image of a lioness. We all have just the little parts of it. I'm quiet. I'm not as fierce unless, like a lion, unless you get the rubbing or you get to becoming annoying in my space. You intrude, you barge your way in on something that you shouldn't be in, and I'm trying to rest. You feel me? I'm trying to rest, girl. And Liana, and you steady, you steady. What do you want? What do you want? And before I know it, yes. Oh, girl. Yes, come from up under the belly of the beast. And so yeah, I have that part in me, but as you get older, you learn to control it for the most part. You do, for the most part. You say no, you're not. When I have to speak, I can't. Do you think that I'm like Liana from the times that you'll see me on the screen? Do you think I'm a little bit like that? You you think I'm a little bit like that? Billy said, my sister is a kitten, Leo. You used to beat her up. You a bully. You are a bully. So, let's move on, though, because, I got to get into the funny shit. I always got some funny, crazy stuff, right? Funny, 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 funny. Sylvia's mother was on tonight, y'all. Yeah. She had a message, I guess, apparently for Shabazz and Dana J. Yeah, she says that they don't want none of this Haitian ass a kicking. Yeah, the mother is on the show, on the Silly Sylv channel, right? I'm like, okay. Sounds like she meant every bit of it. She wants them to leave her alone. I don't know how that's going to turn out because, you're talking about YouTube. And sometimes, well, not sometimes, that if you don't want to hear it, you just turn it off. Like those knobs here on my screen. Click, 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 click. You just turn it off. I had to turn off a situation. And boy, it was the best damn thing that I could have ever done. None of you guys would not ever come up with why I turned off that faucet. I had to. There was a statement that was made on the last comeback of the back and forth, right, between my channel and the other channel over there, right? And I'm going to tell you what it was that did it for me. Wasn't the people. Nobody talked me down this go round. However, I had a lot of people that was trying to talk me down. Ignore it. It's crazy. It's this. It's that. It's this, that, blah, blah, blah. No, because I'm a lioness, and like I say, the more you would I'm going to jig a hole, right? You drove to Gary. You went to the Hard Rack and it's packed. You went to Gary. You say, Pap, I'm falsely injured. you ain't taking that away from me. Because cancer cut off, what, the 25th? Is it like the end of June, right? You end of June, so yeah, no. I'm the starter of July. The beginning, not the tail. I am the beginning, Leona. I'm beginning. So, but let me tell you guys what cut me off, okay? Let me tell you guys what literally had me scratching my head to where I had to turn the channel. I love the Hard Rock. I like the Hard Rock. I like their food. If we're talking about the same place, I love the food, everything about it. So I love the settings up in there. I do. Beauty was bad. She said she used to beat up all her sisters. You were bad. Beauty, what's your sign again? I don't know your sign. What's your sign again, Beauty? Yeah, Cancer is July, all the way from June to the end of July, right? or the 25th or something like that. And then the Leo, early July kicks off the Leo kingdom. What's beauty sign? Harlem, what's your sign? Priscilla, what's your sign? Priscilla got a birthday coming up, y'all. Priscilla got a birthday coming up. Yes, indeed. We'll try to be here so we can turn up. I got to look in my calendar, make sure I get the right date so we can have about a 20-minute party for Priscilla, my Priscilla. Celebrate these mods over here, y'all, for rocking. Y'all, give me a heart in the chat room, y'all, because these ladies right here, 3 years, almost 3 years strong, y'all. 3 years hanging right here with me. Gemini. Oh, Gemini. I don't know horoscopes like that. I hate to say it. I don't know. What Gemini is the scale, right? You're the scale. So do you tilt? Are you balanced? Are you balanced or uneven? Nice, Shannon, love. Hello. Wakey, wakey. Wakey, wakey, Shannon. Y'all give my mods some love, because, I mean, are you just getting off? Woo. Woo. What is beauty sign? She never put it in. Priscilla is a Gemini. Harlem is a Gemini. May 25th. I'm on vacation, girl. So we should be able to have a little bit of 20 minutes turn up in here. The twins. See, I don't know all this. I don't know. She's going to tell me to go up and read it. All right. Shannon, what's your sign? If your sign is a Gemini sign, you there you go. Remember that song? You there you go. Zodiac sign. Let me see what she said. She gonna make me go all the way back up. No, I'm not out to speak. I can't help it. My sister's a kitten. Blah blah blah. Pap, you fall asleep. Hell, are you? Oh, that's the last thing that I read. You beat up your 3 sisters all the time. Cancer. Lisa is a oh no. Lisa says Cancer is in July. Lisa, what's your sign? I do not see it. Do y'all see beauty sign? Because I don't see it. May 25th, Priscilla's Harlem, Gemini. Oh, you a Pisces. Oh, boy. And you know, part of the horoscope, it tells you, you know, who's your best love mate, what sign is your best love mate. How the hell they know which one makes the best love mate? You know, how do they put all this stuff together? Men wrote this stuff, right? And I'm like, I don't know. He lived by the sword and died by the sword. So, Sagittarius, if your birthday Sagittarius, throw him up, throw him up. Virgo. It ain't no Virgos in this. You the only Virgo. Virgo. Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Aquarius, Libra, Leo. What did I miss? What did I miss? Pisces. I know I'm missing a whole bunch of them. I don't even know. I don't even pay attention to it. I just live life. That's it. So, let me tell you guys what made me turn my channel, okay? And as you can see, I do not see anything of it, go nowhere near around it. They say what affects your mental health illness, because you know I had plenty mental health illnesses, right? What affects it? What was causing it to erupt, to show? Turn the channel. So I literally turned the channel. When I promise you guys that I have turned that channel I don't see it. Nothing of it. Nothing. I had to find some way to make sure that it was absolutely gone. Even if I had to disconnect the whole goddamn cable channels, I wanted it gone. That was just it. What was said about it? It was the last comment or erratic behavior. You know, the outburst, right? And I was thrown something about a purse costs more than my house. That was it for me. That was it. There was no way that I was going to drop my IQ anymore. That was it. Anytime that that I had to fight something that I look at as a depreciative value, I, I couldn't even, I didn't even have another roast after that, y'all. I had to throw in the white flag. I can't argue it. I couldn't go back and forth with that. I couldn't, nothing. There, anytime someone throws at me something that has depreciative value to it, it was time for me to turn the channel. There was no comeback on that one at all. None. None. And if the people that I would guess that would have $160,000 purse sitting on a shelf would be Rihanna, the Beyonces, the Cardi B's, and things like that. You know, I could imagine those, but not someone that was back and forth with this BS right here. So I was proud of myself. You know, I was like, oh no, that was rap. Click, 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 click. You can't argue with someone that's living in a world of depreciation. Understand that. They're click, click, click. So, that you guys know and can see why I've been so humbly just, just quiet and mad chill over here because I don't see it anymore. I don't look for it. I don't see it. So now I come back to where I was, which is my laughter. And I love to laugh. If you know me, I love to laugh. Hi, Chantel, what's going on? So, to hear Sylvia Mom's come out, and to do that, it was funny to me, Say what you mean what you say. But is it going to stop anything that's dealing in virtual world? I highly doubt so. Shabazz did come out and say some things of the sort that Sylvia played a video of his and she tried to compensate him with that, with the Cash App, and he said that he had refused to take that because I guess it was done not in order. You play it and then you underpaid. And I guess Sylvia felt that I should be able to play it because she was in a part of the video. So somewhere that's part of their animosity, their beef. I don't think Sylvia has any anger towards Shabazz. I don't think Shabazz had any anger towards Sylvia. I think that Shabazz is just telling his story. Sylvia may not like how he's telling his story. I have to go back and check and see if he did any foul language to her or called her out her name. So you say you spend more money on your shoes than you will a purse. You definitely should, beauty. You know why? Because the better shoes that you have, the cleaner your shoes are, the more support. Do you know how long your feet will be happy? They will be so happy. You will be pain-free in your feet as long as you keep your shoes happy. Keep your feet happy, but you got to keep your shoes up and pick and buy the right pairs. So yeah, so that was shocking just to hear, to hear that, She meant that shit, though. She meant that shit. I was over here like, oh my goodness, you so lost. Loss is probably good, Chi-Town. I kid you not. Loss is probably good. No, but I was just explaining to them why I made a choice to turn my channel off after a comment was made that clearly would have seriously dealt with my IQ. I had lowered my IQ for some time out here, going back and forth over nothing at all until there was one specific comment that was made. Girl, I was like, that's it for me. You won. I do not do the, I can't argue with depreciative. I like to argue with something that becomes of value. You know what I'm saying? No, wasn't gonna do that no more. So we got to. We had a live the other night, and the live was about what do you think about the Bookham guy, right? You think that he's real, or you think that he's fake, fake? A lot of people have spoken on it. These people have been going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Bookham puts himself into a position where he can bring you the receipts, but never bring you the receipts, the appropriate receipts, right? He'll bring you the receipts to the bullshit, right? Situation went on. I saw it the other day, right? And of course, because I'm nosy and I'm always in the sky, and I am the shit supervisor. I'm the shit supervisor, right? I try to make some sense of these things, right? So we talked about it, and we talked about it, and we had started, I started off talking about how Dr. Rogers' live was played that night, right? And Dr. Rogers appeared over here on the show. In her video, she put some validity on Bookham being on a phone call with the Will Eady guy, and some things came out, and Bookham apparently showed an emotional shock volume, and I'm thinking that this is how Dr. Rogers perceived it, right? Because she says that he sounded shocked and whoa, okay. So I'm like, well, okay. Well, Dr. Rogers validated this, and Don Russell validated it, said that he was down there at the gym. At the gym. So he would still miss those little bitty pieces of parts of, how did he get to certain places of being with Mr. Kelly. We don't know if Mr. Kelly brought him there or called him up, or somebody brought him through to Mr. Kelly. Somebody else. There's a middle person somewhere else that allegedly could have put a word in saying, hey, I'd like for you to meet this person. Then we had the other story that, he showed up and he was in his t-shirt. Mr. Kelly said, hey, well, okay, this guy looks big enough to be part, to do some security, help walk beside me or whatever, go get a suit coat. So we have a bunch of different theories out here of how did he get there. Oh, let's not forget the other one with the super fan club from Facebook. So you have that. It's a couple of different analogies of how he come about, A lot of people are saying, well, you know what, I guess, it doesn't matter. He advocates for Mr. Robert Fescali some type of way. Fine. So now the story goes on where you have this big old shebang bang, shoot 'em up out here, right? And Bookham comes back with everybody's pictures, that his receipts is, I'm going to show you this, and this is going to prove this and prove that. I was down at the Walk for Chaos, or was it the second time around when the Him Too girls come down, right? And it wasn't, too far. I think that they, on their show, I can't quite remember it, but oh, Priscilla, thank you. This is my bed sleep, girl. The rain done tore my hair up. Can't do nothing but brush it down. It's in transition. I'm trying to grow this out and do this, so it ain't much that I can do with it so that I don't damage it or anything, and get the health back to it and all that stuff, and just grow old with the hair, and I'm gonna be okay with that, girl. I'm all right with my hair. So, but thank you, sweetheart. So, what Lisa say, what really made you stop listening to it was when he came out in his work uniform and waved a weapon. So you said to yourself that this guy is unpredictable. Very much so. I agree. Very much so. So, he has pictures and recordings and all of those things, right? And his reasoning is that, I guess you got to have those things because people will come out and say this or do that, and a whole bunch of stuff, right? And this is Mr. Robert Spencer Kelly, allegedly mentor. So now it's at the episode where he's a photo bar. Now it's at the episode where, it's this lady named Lady G. Lady G apparently appears over on Dubowski's show, when she can. I guess she was, used to be on another show, or communicating and with another group, here and there, right? Felt entrapped probably, and you get the rule over there from the the culturalistical uh, uh, character. Bookham has the characteristics of a cult, because he has so many demanding rules over there. You says that, Bolo, my name will change soon to facelift. It's me. So get ready. You is so silly. You is so silly. Oh my God. Audrey, you up tonight for a little bit? I'm not finna be up too long, though. You're not too long. So, they're going at it, and of course, Bookham comes on the channel and he's exposed, he's attempting to expose, and she's in the picture with this and she's in the picture with that, right? Now, y'all got to hear me on this shit, because this is the most funniest shit to me, okay? Shabazz brought out that story with Jasmine. I don't even know if the chat have Beauty, did you guys hear this thing with Jasmine in the interview that he interviewed these people on? He interviewed Jasmine. He interviewed 5 minutes of Bookham. He interviewed, who else was on there, you guys? Is it Greenberg? Greenberg, I think it was. Yeah. If you heard the interview, put a 1 in the chat. If you didn't, put a 2 in the chat. If you haven't heard it. It's quite interesting, right? Not interesting about the part that they had sex. Okay. Yes. Okay. The most interesting part to me that just caught my attention on it, quickly, right? It's like, wait a minute, hold on. The intercourse that they had, this happened before she got to Mr. Kelly, apparently. Am I correct with that? You keep falling off to sleep. And then you wake up over there. You haven't heard it. Okay. You got to go to that As Is, podcast. But, I don't want to play it. I don't like playing their videos. I just like talking about them. So, am I correct with that? This is the time, because there wasn't even in Chicago. I don't think that they were quite at the Trump, right? And then after they kind of stayed together overnight in the Airbnb, then they proceeded down to the Trump Tower. Then, Douglas Anton walks through the door, and then Greenberg walks through the door, And she said that she noticed them and she wanted to kind of talk to them first or whatever, but Bookham didn't like that, so Bookham rushed his way over there. And you can clearly notice that this is his first time meeting them as well. You can pretty much tell, right? Through the conversation of what Jasmine was saying, and she's like, well, he saw him, and and was very excited, like, this is my first time. Wow, I'm glad to meet you guys for the first time. But that's what I thought. I'm thinking, wait a minute. If they were here and they left there, and he jugged her before they made it here, and then she finally gets to meet, I guess, R. Kelly, right? But didn't she come on a live somewhere around here saying that he said that my eyes or my lips or something? And didn't you say that, I think like she tried to go down on Mr. Kelly, right? So I'm sitting here thinking like, but wait a minute, dog. Now, Bookham is not mad at her from sleeping with him and then now trying to go and sleep with his mentor. He not mad about that. I can understand why, because he said, well, that wasn't his girl. It was just something that just happened. But something just happened like that, dealing with sex. And by the way, she was like, it wasn't good. She was like, it was whack. She said she didn't even know what to call it. There's only one thing you can call it. Is a dump, or was it up in the up, or was it stuck in the stuck? Which one was it? You can't. She said she couldn't even describe it, y'all. And I'm sitting here like, oh my, that's not good. Like when a girl don't give you no good reputation, like that's not good. Now that's the first one, right? Because we gonna jump back over to this Lady G, right? Cause she put something out that she said that her friend also said, which identified with what Jasmine said. And I was like, oh Lord, that's 2-0, y'all. That's a 2-0. Who in the chat room want to go for the 3-0? Who want to go for the 3? Who want to go for the 3, right? Because then I was stuck. You hear me? Because I'm like, hold up. You ain't kept no feelings for her or nothing. You 14 times. But then now they proceeded on. She gets to meet Mr. Kelly. But now you are infatuated and you come out here saying that you want to go, or you went down on him, or you was up in the Trump Tower in one of the rooms and he said your lips or your eyes or something was this or this or that. I was over here doing karate. I was like, what, dog? What the hell? Now, I could not understand. This is where I'm lost at. The mentee and the mentor is allegedly cool, right? Can I get a right in the chat? Because this is what he tells you guys. That he's like a god daddy to him. Can I get a right in the chat? I'm taking y'all on this wave right quick. I gotta take you on this wave. Can somebody explain to me why the mentee did not inform his mentor, his goddaddy? Dude, you don't want to mess with that. I'm going to keep her away from you. Dude, I just jugged her 14 times, my nigga. Like, you just finna let her go and pass some shit on to Mr. Kelly after getting it from your ass. Something ain't right with that motherfucker. He did not have his goddaddy best interests at heart. No. Man, this girl could have got the heebie-jeebies. Listen, it wouldn't have been hard to track. I'm just saying, because they just could have tested old Bookham for the heebie-jeebies, because he did it first. And then this couldn't win on Mr. Kelly. I'm just saying. I wants to know, why was she able to proceed on to show any infatuation towards Mr. Kelly? That should have been a whispered in the ear, hold up, stop, don't you dare. But it didn't work out that way. In my opinion, somewhere he fell back. He said he left. What he said? He left. No. He should have been there telling Mr. Kelly, dude, last night, dude. What's that? Dude. But I would hope so, Chi-Town. I would hope so. Get back. You just got up off a pony. What in the hell? But the pony rider, Chi-Town, did not allegedly try to inform Mr. Kelly. There was no way she should have been left to take any ride in a freaking spinner, let alone Sprinter, where he comes on the show to tell everybody that she was sitting on his lap, and when or in a chair or something, when she got up it was wet or whatever. See how he shouldn't have not even been in a position to tell any of the stories that would have put Jasmine nowhere around Mr. Kelly. You just jugged her. The hell is she still? That's your girl. That's your girl for the night, for the next night, for the next night after that, until you get her back home. I think that if he jugged her, he was totally responsible for her. No, he should have had her in the headlock. You ain't going. But she says that he tried, was thinking about leaving her there. And she heard him on the phone call. He's like, I'm going with you. I'm going with you. Of course, they went on alone. And keep in mind that this is the same young lady that Don Russell tried to help get away from around Mr. Kelly. Y'all better make this make sense to me. If Don Russell was so against Mr. Kelly, getting ready to set him up, then why didn't he set up something for Jasmine to meet R. Kelly somewhere else then? Why didn't he continue to go along with the same escapade that Bookham was doing? That I'm just asking. Why didn't he have the same idea that Bookham had? Why didn't Don Russell go off and jug her 14 times? I'm just asking. Someone right there. It just does not sniff out right there. Lisa says she don't believe no one slept with her. So you think that they just made this up? You say ask Sylvia or Cash, because they may know the truth. They not going to tell the truth. So that's why I just sit here and keep having fun with this goddamn Looney Tune. This Looney Tune, that shit is crazy. I just be having fun with it, Audrey. I don't care who the heck done sucked and licked on who. I don't give a but it's fun to talk about, because it's funny as hell. It's shit funny as hell. He did her, And then brought on down there to, there's Mr. Kelly right there. What? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? He should have then jugged her and there go the goddamn mega bus that you came in on. You can't go around my dude. But it didn't play out like that. Mm-mm. It didn't even play out like that. That shit was funny. I was like, damn. So, let's jump forward. Let's fast forward on this one. So he's in his next episode. The next episode happens to deal with a Lady G who appeared to be at, I guess, some of the protesters in New York, and I think she showed up, I'm not sure, I can't be sure, to one of the Boski's protesters. Don't quote me on it, because I don't remember all the faces with the names and things like that from the times that I was down there. I literally have to have them in my face, because you don't see and hear them every day. I remember Chi-Town. Chi-Town is there every day at the protests, and her name and stuff is coming up a lot in the chat. So that photo memory is sticking with Chi-Town name. But a lot of the other ladies that I just don't remember quite a few of them, right? When there's no association. Let's put it like that. So Bookham is on, and he talks about now, you know, Lady G is saying these things, and this is a lie, and this is a lie. But how does he defend himself? He posts up now another girl, y'all. Talks about how, you know, the pictures that they were in, and the hugging and things like that. The girl he does that. So, you know, it's going to make him look like he's winning in this situation, right? But what does it look like to me? Somebody asked me in the chat, say, Pap, what does it look like to you? Because you know I got 2 cents on this, right? I need a thing that's going to drop some change on the king. I got 2 cents on it. I can't pull the stuff up right now because the screen is just straight whacked out over there, y'all. I got my 2 cents on it. But let me tell you about the Lady G part. But she says that everything that Bookham is saying, not everything, there's a little 1 or 2 or maybe 3 things that she would agree with, right? But for the most part, like, that's lies. That she come down there, it was her and her friend, and they got their room. Bookham needed a place to stay because he sold them a wolf ticket. Get this, the same stuff that he sells all around the YouTube. Well, I'm going to have to ask y'all about my 2 cents. Don't forget to ask me what's my 2 cents, so that way I don't forget. So he says that when he contacted them, and of course he could not get his room, it wouldn't be ready until Sunday night. Red flag. Sunday night. Red flag. Okay? Keep that in mind. So Lady G goes on with her story about her and her friend had their rooms at the Home Sweet Goods. I think that's what it is. I think we stayed at the Home Sweet Goods. So shout out to Nisimo. She got us a great discount over there. So we stayed at the Home. I think it was Home Goods, I believe so. You say you drove down there and you met. Wait a minute, I better not jump in y'all conversations. Wait, I'm gonna have to let y'all go. Lisa, you drove down there. Lisa, you gonna have to come on the panel. You got to give us some more tea. So she's telling a story. She already has a room. Bookham comes down. He does not have his own room. The only way to prove that is there has to be the receipt. And whose name is on the receipt? Whose debit or credit card held on to that room? Who name did that deposit come out of? That's all I got to do is drop that receipt right there. Bam, that's a whammo right there. Just drop that right there, right? However, you can't get much out of Lady G right now because in order to do so, Yeah, you're gonna have to give Dubosky $5, and Pap just don't have any money, so I won't be able to bring y'all that story. Okay, not unless she drop it, cause the truth, the truth don't. You just kind of don't make money off the truth. You understand what I'm saying? The truth don't need no money behind it, but this is how they're working over there. So I don't have control over that. So I can't bring you the tea pretty much on there. I'm going to tell you about 2 cents, girl. I'm going to tell you about 2 cents. Just sit tight. Now, however, the Lady G did state that her and her companion that they brought down there had some, entertainment going on anyway, but they let Bookham sleep over. Brought a luggage of t-shirts and everything to sell or whatever. Mr. Robinson Kelly, he had already done went in on everybody that was doing their thing out here and felt that all of your proceeds should go to Mr. Kelly, but he was selling t-shirts as well. And some kind of, I guess Lady G described it as like the 1960, you remember in the, what movie was that? Malcolm X, I think it was, and he was traveling and he had that old suitcase. It was kind of like that, but it was in a red, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so they went out that night, Book stayed in, whatever. They had a few guys that they were, being entertained with. They had steak and yada, yada, yada. They left Bookham in the room by himself. He didn't go anywhere, okay? Bam. So, I'm saying, well, okay, Lady G brought out the fact that, that Bookham got a little hungry for some tuna, okay? And he was over there just eating on the tuna, okay? From Lady G friend. And she claims that she has this on video. And I'm like, what? You watch that shit? Or did they put like up hidden cameras or something? I don't know, but that's what she said. She like she got it on camera. You got Bookham on camera eating tuna? What in the world is going on around here? I was like, what in the world? I still ain't paying $5 for that. Okay, I ain't got no money. Nah. Shit was funny though, right? So, I'm like, well, okay. That's the second girl. Pap, what is your 2 cents? That's the second girl. Let alone the other girls that was brought out over on that Aldrich show from Baltimore. I don't know which one was which one, but I remember him talking about the other girls when they were at a hotel and Mr. Kelly wasn't feeling well. This was his story. Don't quote me. I don't know how true it is. And Mr. Kelly was up in the penthouse or something upstairs, sleep or whatever. Him and Kip went over across the street to the bar thing or whatever in the club, and they left with the girl named Red. If you understand what I'm saying. Now, here comes Pap's 2 cents. Okay? He's using Mr. Kelly. And I know most of you probably know that and everything, right? He uses Mr. Kelly to come up off of him some cooterooters. Uses his name to come up off of ways to support him to get around Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. And that's a very sad, sucky situation. Is Mr. Kelly even aware that this man is using his name? Because all he got to do is just say that he's the mentee. In a sense, I don't blame him. In a sense, I don't. Just a little bit, right? Because I'm going to take you now all the way back to the beginning of the story with the nature boy and those women. Okay? Is it really his fault that all of these women out here who has learned about cults, learned about manipulation, bribery, all this shit, you played right into it. They played right into it. And I get it. Not knowing for a fact, or was it falsely, that he really knew him. But when you had Randa come out and start painting all of these narration episodes of what was going on. When you had, I hate to say it, and I know Sylvia and them done some shit, right? They moved away from him. I spoke about the Him Two girls. Nisi Mo. They fed him. They helped house him. But here's the problem that I had with that, right? And Dr. Rogers. She validated that. He was on the phone. Will was on the phone, who she called Bill. And when the information came out that Will was saying about the 12-year-old and the character is what Dr. Rogers calls him, he went to say on about in shocked. Oh my God. Well, no, I think it was a 14-year-old by the name of Lex, right? I'm getting ready, Liana. Oh, I'm getting ready to go and stress it out. Yeah, I am. I'm just saying, don't Liana. I'm just saying. Whether if it was a possibility of him being as close as he portrays that he is to Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, there was that possibility, and I think that there is a possibility that you use what you can gain up on to become the most outspoken, to be the one that people will cater to. All of them did. They did run to him because of the word Kelly. Kelly. I'm trying to still understand, how do you come from a Facebook group, fan group, right? So apparently he was intertwined in these fan groups as well. Signing in, getting approval and everything. Why would Mr. Kelly's mentee decide to join a fan group, gain control of the fan group by saying that I know him, I'll show you, he can pick up the phone, he calls somebody, woo woo woo, what time is Mr. Kelly going to be? He finds all of this stuff out. He's a character, he's an actor, so you can find out different movements, of celebrities and everything. I can show up, what's up, a nigga up, woo woo woo, words are being exchanged, blah blah blah. But then to come from a fan group, establish a channel, set up protesters, portray that he is of the best man of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Find all of these stories to put them together. And guess who bought them? You females did. You females did. Oh, look at Spitting Fire. Good morning. Good early morning, girl. Good early morning. You say I'm looking cute. Rained. I'm gonna tell you the same story. It rained on this nappy stuff, girl. It rained and rained and rained. Black folks don't carry an umbrella, honey. We do. We think we could beat the rain to the car. Before you know it, you just drenched and stuff. But thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you very much. Y'all welcome Fire to the chat. I woke her. Everybody woke up. But when it comes back to, let's go back to the Lady G's friend, right? Because Lady G is highly upset with the things that Bookham allegedly to put out yesterday to defamate on her, on the channel. She says that she'll be coming out to, show the real truth on some things, but this is just my belief, you guys, of what I think the pattern is. And that was to not only advocate for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly of his celebrity status, but he profited off of making himself this YouTube big, I don't even want to say, what's another word for alleged celebrity YouTuber, and that made him accessible to retrieving things as a man in the form of manipulation. I'm going to say what they want to hear. I'm going to tell you I love you guys. I'm going to tell you guys I love you over here. Yeah, I'm going to tell you guys that. I'm going to tell you guys that we're going to have our own team, and this is where we're going to rock hard for them for. And as long as you got a person standing out there in front of you telling you how hard they're going to rock for somebody, and you can't see a pattern of him digging out this girl, but did not even attempt to try to stop this girl from being anywhere around Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, that's a red flag. Then you leave that one. Now you over here and nowhere else to stay. Talked his way up into a room with two other grown ladies, Lady G and her friend. I like her. What's her name? She's pretty. Yeah, I know R. Kelly. Yep, he gonna be coming out. We gonna see him soon. Just feeding it. And of course, what are they down there for? They're down there to see Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Hopefully, sitting around for 13, 14 hours just waiting for him. Had a person got that type of clout, and Mr. Kelly is up in there, and go up there and get him. Go up there and get him. Say, hey, your fans are downstairs. Can you come down and get... He didn't even give any confirmation of if he was coming. He's sitting there waiting, too, to see if he was coming. He couldn't even pass on a confirmation. Yep, he's going to meet y'all down here in about 20 minutes. I just talked to him. No, he just sat right there, too, twiddling his thumbs, waiting to see if he was going to be surprised, too. I won't be surprised, too. But then when he come through, he going to say, remember me, mate? Yeah, baby boy. Yeah, baby boy, I remember you. I remember you. But whose fault is it really? Because we can't establish manipulation in a bad way. Because we refuse to learn how easy it is for a man to do so. Let me tell you guys how they could have really figured it out. Doesn't have anything to do to me, because you can't manipulate me. I ain't finna pay your way there. I ain't finna fucking feed you all day. You could tell me that you saw 50 cows jump over the goddamn moon, and you needed only $20 to get up there to catch you one. I ain't getting shit. You won't be going to catch one. I ain't impressed. And I also believe in try it yourself first. Try it yourself first. But he didn't even come out the gate like that. The first one that went down there with was him two people, the ladies. And then there was some other people, And on his journey, Nisimo helped him. He stayed up in there, around there with them. She had to help him get back to his flight. Everything that he has done, in my opinion, and the process of advocating, he needs some shit. You don't follow or be with someone that always needs something. How are they going to advocate and they ain't got their shit together? It's what I'm saying. They got the bomb off of other people to get there. And then these are the people that you put in the front line. Yeah, you go do it. What? Him two girls. They made sure that he ate. They made sure that he had somewhere to stay too. You remember I told y'all? It was all them women up in there with rollers and do-rags and weave and tampons floating around. And he the only man up in there. Mm-hmm. Was the only man up in there. But they made sure he ate. Never could feed himself. Pay attention to when they can't feed themselves, because they got a story to go with it. Oh, I don't get my check until next Wednesday. Well, my car broke down, so I had to put $550 down on that, so I'm running a little short. Oh, my grandmother got sick, but I really want to be there, just like he told them on that other show, that I needed $1,000 to get to New York. What you gonna do in the meantime, between time, to even make $999? Is you gonna make that somewhere? No. Because all he had to tell you guys that he wanted to go to New York to see Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. He had to be there because he's going to bring you guys the news back. That's some crazy shit. It's just, monopoly is crazy. It really is. Capitalization on it. You build and you build and you build until you become of riches. But it could have all been avoided because as smart as these women say that they are out here, half of them are not that damn smart. We could do all this talking. They do all of this riffraff and back towards each other. And fuck you and fuck you. Guess what? A person can't be here unless you putting them there. And these women put him there. So the accountability can fall on them too. You're admired it. Threw you every freaking fluky in the freaking world. All because of the name of Kelly was in the mix. That's all it took for them. Vulnerable. Sad. But I sits on the rooftop and be laughing my ass off at this shit because these people act as if they don't hear red flags. That's how you don't hear this stuff. When are you going to start asking, well, you're going to have to get there on your own this time. See if he can pull it off with absolutely no freaking help. When are you going to start challenging things that needs to be challenged? I don't understand that. But yet then we sitting out here as a bunch of group of women seeing it going on. You see the shit going on, right? For the most people that is not involved in any of it and sit in the bushes with me. Hey, I know y'all got to be shaking your head. But these will be the loudest women. I'll fuck you up and fuck you and you a bitch and dama. When you done got played too. You got played too. You done played on it. So why is everybody mad at everybody? Is what I can't understand. Can't understand. Played you too. Damn. He's made a living. Manipulation game is not as impeccable as Nature Boy. But as long as you guys keep endorsing it, he's going to get there. Because we like him. You can like a nigga without paying for a nigga. Shit. You can like a nigga without going in here all the damn time. Sylvia felt bad. He needs a car. Grown ass man. He needs a car. No, he'd have walked until he got him one. He'd have figured it out. Vulnerable. Saw Sylvia was vulnerable. Sylvia advocates for R. Kelly. Loved what he was doing for R. Kelly. R. Kelly. That's all you got to say is R. Kelly. I know him. He's my mentor. But that doesn't still give him a title for everybody to feed him and board him. That's all. I'm not taking away from him. Do what you want to do. Put him in a penthouse. I wouldn't give a fuck. I'm just saying. So back to Lisa, as I was saying. I know that we're seeing what this Nature Boy has done with running a cult and becoming manipulative over all of these young women. But this ain't a new game. Our ancestors taught us. This stuff has been going on century after century. Now we in a decade. If you ain't learned it by now, and you're up in age to transit down to your little ones coming up, then it's on us. It's on us. Yeah, you discipline the guy, but the accountability, it's really on us females out here, pretty much. Because half of them just don't know how to stand their grounds. Don't want to go to work. Don't want a man to do it. I used to think that I wanted one too. But I realized once I wrote my pros and cons down with it, what comes with it. What time you coming home? Who you going out with? What we eating today? Pass me the remote. Now I'm with the submissive stuff. But see, mine is a 50-50. See, I might want the remote on Tuesday and he might want the remote on Wednesday. I'm not getting the remote Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's not going to happen. Doesn't make me egotistical. It doesn't make me mean or anything. It just makes my relationship and my life balance. I'm happy, you happy. We're going to be happy, not you. You're not just going to be happy in all of this. And that's exactly what was going on with the nature boy thing. That's exactly what's going on, in my opinion, with the Bookham thing. He gets to blame every single body else out here. Every single body else for everything. He gets to fight and gets to argue with every single body else. You know why? That comes from, those are temper tantrums. I don't get my way. So if I can show you how big and bad I am on here, some old lovely lady is going to love that old macho. That macho type man. Ooh, I need him in my life. He's going to protect me. And as soon as he says, well, I need a car, or, the $20,000 for a down payment on my house, he'd look out for me. Well, yeah, because you done fell in love with him now. You don't know your boundaries of being vulnerable. You don't know, as a woman, how to cut this shit off. But I'm just saying. But he went on down there. Lady G and her friend allegedly got some tuna tat from that one as well. And we want to sit out here and talk about how Mr. Kelly and all of these ladies and all his herpy things, somebody else might need to go get checked out now, because that boy, as far as I know, has now been slept with 2 in the midst of advocating for his mentor under his name, Kelly. And now imagine if he was not the mentor. How many of you guys think that they'd have slept with him? Do you think that Lady G friend would have let him eat her tuna tat? Do you? Had he not had no affiliations with that, Mr. Kelly? 1 in the chat if you think you do, and 2 if you don't. But because he has the subtitle up underneath his belt, his manipulative skills, he's going to keep developing them in different fucking ways. Different ways. New people, everything, you name it. You say he could get a used car? Ain't you got a family member that got a broken down one that you can put parts on it or something? You feel what I'm saying? In this game called life, only the strong survive. Only the most knowledgeable ones of life will survive it. If you portray yourself to be that weak one, you're going to get taken all the time. What do you mean by that, Pat? By allowing someone else to use a subtitle to put themselves up here to allow yourself to become imaginary, attracted to it. All because you feel that, oh, well, I can get next to Mr. Kelly too. Well, by golly, he's going to make sure, but he's going to get something out the deal too. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just my opinion about him. You know what I'm saying? Then blamed everybody else. Everybody else. Now, I want to jump back to the Dr. Rogers video that she put out. One more time. Just one more time. I don't know if she would really know for sure anything about Bookham. She just says that he was there and that was on that phone call. Okay? On the phone call. She didn't say that she ever seen him in the real appearance of Mr. Kelly. I don't think so. Maybe she did. Maybe I might be missing that, so don't quote that on me. But you have Bookham out here with this behavior that he has, and he's entitled to have whatever behavior that he wants. I can't take that away from him, and neither can you, right? But this is where you skin a cat. You just got to be, you got to be outsmart. You got to outsmart the cat, because cats think they're smart. They think they can outsmart the dog, and then the mice outsmarts the cat. It's just how the rule of thumb is when it comes to those animals. Yeah, one tries to outsmart the other. But the more he tells his story, the more you hear Dr. Rogers tells her story. Shabazz has now gave you guys a mouthful of a lot of shit, right? It's the close inner camp for me, right? It's those people for me. And I know that it'll get to the point where it's never me, mine, my business. I don't care what they're doing on YouTube. And I can understand and respect that level of it too, right? But at the same time, we all pretty much is trying to learn who loves Mr. Kelly and, who doesn't, who done this to him. But the more you can see one character carrying on in a peculiar kind of way, right? I'm still sitting here saying, like, where is, like, the real Mr. Kelly friends to say, dude, you're doing too much. Dude, stop taking advantage of these people. Dude, like, who gives you the right to put a specific type of authority over predominantly the women, because it's predominantly women in that channel. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's virtual world, some women you can see do fall in suit. If he says shut up, you shut up. If he says don't go over there, they're not going over there. If you can't do this, unsubscribe. I'm not subscribing to her. You're not subscribing to him or her or nobody because the master says so. Use your brain. It's crazy, right? And they'll sit here and tell you that he does not control you, They'll tell you we don't go nowhere because we don't like you. Manipulation. Mind, slavery, mental. What has that person or that person or that person has done to you, and personally, intentionally, any harm for you to fix your mouth to say that I don't like that person, I don't like that person, I don't like that person, when everybody out here just speaks allegations, speculations. That's it, opinions. And if you're going to find a reason to say, well, I don't like that person or that person because of that, but yet then you're doing it because you know that this person may have an opinion about the person that you rock with. It's manipulation. I can't go over there. You ain't going to get all the knowledge staying away. I can tell you that. You're going to be lost as hell out here. Me, my nose ass, I be everywhere. I be in them bushes. I ain't come out here to like nobody. But I sure in the hell want to hear what you gonna crack me up on today with your bullshit. I got to hear this shit. I'm crazy. I want to laugh, and I just can't get my laugh on and enjoy YouTube being stuck on one channel. I just can't do it. You see the TV I'm on right now? I got channel U234. Oh, that's 1, 5, 6. I got all them channels I gotta watch. I gotta see what the hell is popping with the stories out here. It just makes sense. When you're at home on your real TV, whether if it's Netflix or Prime or whatever your programs are, you ain't just stuck right there watching give me a movie, you guys. Belly and the Beast all day, are you? You ain't gonna go watch Mr. Snuffleupagus on Sesame Street because you don't like him. I'm just gonna watch Belly and the Beast all day. You see how stupid that shit sound? Like, are you serious? Are you crazy serious? But, it is what it is. Don't misunderstand me. I do understand the whole concept of how the YouTube thing works. If you rock with this person, I guess that's where you should stay. But that ain't, I want to go see him talk about you, and you talk about her, and her talk about them, and they talk about you. I want to see it all because that shit be cracking me up. What world do we live in now? Like what world? Oh, you say you don't have YouTube, sister. You cancel yours out. I'm about to I can't cancel mine out. This is my laugh energy for like 2, 3, maybe 3.5 hours out my day. This is my laugh engine, honey. I'll be like, ooh, let me click, click, click. Yep, they getting it on and popping over there. Last story, but not the least one. Let's go. I don't know what Sharon Winbush is doing over there. Don't ask me. I don't know. I see her stuff up there and send some letters in, and the terrorism group is going on over there on the COVID team. The COVID team is firing back. Firing back. They got a head honcho leader over there, and I guess she done took, doing the spokesperson because nobody else want to do it, but got to watch out for that Atmos Love because sometimes he'll pull it up in the rear. Okay? Understand? And right now, Atmos Love kind of ain't feeling that old Bookham a little bit either, right? He made his little sarcastic joke about when Drunken Larry come back on, right? I told y'all I'd be in the bushes now. Settle down. So, he was like, when Drunken Larry come back on, y'all know who gonna be the first one come back on his channel? He said, Bookham gonna be the first one back over here trying to suck up more information and shaking hands and dabbing it up. Yeah, that's what old Atmos Love was saying over there. But Winbush, I see her stuff posting up, and it all sounds good, but in the matrix out here, when it comes to being believable, you're gonna have to put some actions to it. See, I'm gonna have to finally see that Sharon Winbush is actually out front in Washington, D.C., holding that sign up or passing some papers along by herself. That's just how I see it. I done seen her pump out a whole bunch of stuff out here, and when sometimes the captain is going to have to bust a move too. You understand what I'm saying? I saw that whole shit went down up there in that New York with that Just Jazz over there, and she don't order Just Jazz do a whole bunch of shit. She ordered Bookham do a whole bunch of shit. Now when Bookham came back and said, well, she wasn't real anyway, she was dead or some shit like that. I done seen her push some stuff. I guess the Nisimo, she said that was Sharon Winbush's idea to print out the pluggers and put them out downtown. Now that she liked to bark orders, and as a lioness, that's kind of where I bump heads with people, cause I don't like people barking no orders over me. That's not right with you. Putting in the work. You understand what I'm saying? I just can't do it. You, baby, if you reclining back and your feet kicked up and sipping on pina coladas, so am I. So the same energy that people like to put out to have other people do, we going to get to your boo-boo, Shannon. You ain't said a word, baby, because that was the last but not the least on the schedule today. Honey, but y'all do what she do. She, I sit and I laugh with Sharon Winbush fights. She went back and forth with the COVID team over there roughly for a couple of days, and now soon it'll probably settle down. I don't know, especially once the captain, Sharon Winbush, feels that she doesn't have you guys backing with writing these letters and coming out marching and doing what she needs you to do. Normally when she don't see you guys follow up behind that, then she kind of takes a little chill pill, and then it's on to the next episode. You understand what I'm saying? But that's just the way she worked and the way she moved. We would really know who she was had she met Don Russell down at the chicken shack where he asked her to meet at. He wanted to verify who she was before he went into debt about, what he have and what he want to talk about. But she never showed up. Then she cussed them all out too. I don't know what that was for, but that was crazy. What up, K-Baby? What up? So now, last but not least, it is alleged out here on the YouTube streets that apparently this could possibly be an Azrael under this Quang goddamn account. Let me humbly say this. It don't matter if it's Azrael or the Queen. Both of it is nut shit. Whatever. This stuff that they writing up over here now, get this, y'all. Because in the paperwork, you had Jennifer Bonjean touched down on some shit about Jocelyn is apparently now engaged to Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Okay? A lot of people didn't want to hear that, especially the Queen over there. Queen, I saw the post, boo-boo, got her panties in a bunch. Now, I don't know if she threw this threat out there to the attorney, because I thought she was rocking with the attorney. But I literally saw her put in her posting that the king and I, my man, she steady trying to tell all you people out here, that's her nigga. And she needs all y'all to bag off. Now, she didn't add, I think it was Shabazz. I think she didn't add Jennifer Bonjean. I think she didn't add Sharon Winbush. All these people getting added at. And she says that if they don't knock it off, this is their last straw. This their last straw. But here's the thing with that. It's in the paperwork. This is what was read in the paperwork. Jennifer Bonjean wrote these objections and of what Mr. Kelly objecting to according to his charges, and them not proving this criminal RICO case or racketeering case. They didn't prove it. So all of they got objections to him, right? But when the attorney broke down and said some shit about engagement, I saw a paragraph come out about that motherfucking long. Queen was over there literally lit, y'all. That ain't his nigga. That's mommy. What the hell are you doing? It's what she apparently told Jennifer Bonjean. But guess who went and stuck their nose in this shit, y'all? Here comes Booker. This boy is a PI, a psychologist, a gas station worker, security guard, gay actor. Ooh, let's move on back on over here to the Queen. Let's go back. Let's go back over here, pal. Get your ass back over there. So, I don't know, y'all. She coming to handle the smoke. Sharon Winbush, she coming for you. She been saying for a year that she is getting on the next flight. Now, I don't know if she's looking for a private jet or something, but she says she coming, Sharon, so you just gonna have to sit on tight, cause when she says she coming at your ass, that's all she say, and that's her nigga. Not yours, not Azrael's, not Jocelyn's, not nobody. She says hers. The king and I. And here's the thing that y'all be missing. She be putting that shit in caps. And you know when people put in caps, they mean that shit. I think, allegedly. So I don't know how she feeling. I don't know, y'all. But is she talking to Attorney Jennifer Bonjean? Because I didn't go back and read the Twitter thing. I didn't read, right? Like, would she wants Attorney Jennifer Bonjean to take that out? Now, the Queen. Now, we don't know if you done hired her or not. But you can't be talking to your man, attorney, that way. Do you want to leave him attorney-less out here? Less. Do you want her off? Do you want her to leave him there? Because if she walks, you ain't going to never see your king. Because you can't go in there and get him the fuck up out of there. But you have the nerve to sit your butt out here, Queen. I'm disappointed in you too, Queen. I was kind of, tapping in and reading a little bit of your stuff. I'm a little disappointed that you gonna sit there and try to address. See, you call him your king. Now, I ain't trying to say, I'm not saying what that boy name is, Nature Boy is doing is right. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, you might want to sit your ass down and let the king handle this. Because you fucking this shit up. Just play your role. See, once she get him out and you get the king, now you can actually break up him and Jocelyn shit in the real time. Not in the screen time. Don't do this shit on screen time. Do this shit on real time. Don't you know how to play? You don't know how to play your game? Wait till your man get out. And then if he coming out and Jocelyn coming out, that's when you come up to him and you say, but what? Well, what about me, Hoppo? What about me, Hoppo? Who this woman, Hoppo? Then you do that shit. You be doing this shit to Quang. You messed up. You know you done fucked up with that one right now. I was really trying to follow you, man. I was really trying to follow you. But I don't know. You've been saying for almost a year. The only thing that changed with you is you still ain't caught a flight. And your paragraphs are getting longer and longer and longer and longer and longer. That's it. You know, I was even trying to look in on your health food over there. So when I get old, I might have to start doing some of that vegan. No, I don't know vegan. Yeah, some of that diet stuff you got over there. But I don't know, y'all. I don't know, y'all. What do y'all think? You need your little check. I need my tickets. I'm going to need some tickets too, but come on. Come on now, Shannon. This woman set up here and she go, he ain't, they not in, that's not they, and he don't know them, and he this and he that. And I'm sitting here like, oh my God. Quang, you got to be mad at your king too. Come on now, because your king sat on Gayle King's show. He said, yes, I am with him. He said that out his own mouth now. So until you drop me a paragraph or two, not 3 or 4 or 5, why would your king says that he is with them? Explain to me. Does he mean just by association? Are they bowling friends? Were they scuba diving friends? Or what? You're going to have to make that perfectly clear. You make it perfectly clear about the birthday cake scene to us. I mean, he's in his robe watching Roots, eating spoiled ass cake. And they all up in singing happy birthday. Now, R. Kelly was out, Queen. He was out, walking around, got on his $4,000 robe and shit and cutting cake. And I'm trying to understand why wasn't your ass around that cake? That's what I want to know. I want to know why she wasn't around that cake, Shannon. Where were you? Where were you singing happy birthday? I want to know why you wasn't walking that mall instead of Joy doing some shopping. That's what I want to know. I want to know that too. Yeah, I want to know that. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. I'm gonna need to know that now, because we have come to our end of the show, and I have talked my ass off tonight. I'm gonna need to go get some sleep. How about y'all? Put a 1 in the chat. We need to go get some sleep. Put a 1 in the chat if we need to go get some sleep. I don't know, K-Baby, but she coming over here, and she got some blows for Sharon Winbush. She is on Sharon Winbush heels. I be cracking up, y'all. I be cracking up. She was on the other side of the trunk. She was on the resident side. She was on the she was on the resident side, huh? I don't know, K-Baby. Where this is the best Shakespeare I have ever seen. This is the best Romeo, Juliet, this is the best Rumpelstiltskin story. This is the best Lion's King story. This shit is ruthless, girl. This shit is ruthless. This is some crazy shit, boy. And we are all in a cult. You guys are in Pap cult of laughter. That's the cult that I have. You gonna have to be in the laughter field. You to be over here. You just gonna have to be laughing. You gonna have to be a bush baby. All that stuff free. Go do what you want to do out here. This shit is crazy. Good night. Good morning. Thank you, mods, for showing up. Y'all know I appreciate you guys. 3 years and rocking. We're still here. Shout out to my other mods that lay low in the bushes and get on here when they can. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget, get your membership back up, y'all. I'm going to be here for us to continue to dive in it. We just diving in it. Shout out to Pat for learning how to turn the channel and ignore the choice of commentary that she chooses to ignore. The ignition on that, it was just flaming too high. And I was, the one little antidote that came out, that killed me. I don't argue with depreciative material. You can't do it. You can't fire on me like that. And no, I had to walk away from that one. So shout out to Pap over here for that one. Shout out to everybody that hits the like buttons over here to share. We're not done. We got a long ways to go. I'm going back in the sky to bring y'all the next update news, probably tomorrow night. But I will be here for sure tomorrow night, lady nights. Peace out, you guys. Have a good night. Until then, see you later. Bye-bye. And don't forget to get over there on that main screen. I still have my store up. Looking for the support from you guys as well with that. Summer's coming up. Go grab your tank top. I'm going to put the flip-flops up. I'm going to put the sun hat up. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have time to sit down and get all of that put up as well. Mods, I really need your help. We're continuing to help push my channel out there. I want more laughter over here. More tune time. Thank you guys and good night.